Hey you guys, this is KNA8533 and this is a continuation of the first video. In the first video we talked about the basics, just making a basic keynote presentation. In this video we're going to discuss different transitions and things you can do to your previously made presentation. Okay, here's the 3 slides that we made in video 1. Let's go back to the first slide. If you would want to add any kind of action or anything to your text or your pictures or your actual slides, what you would do is go to your inspector. My inspector's right here. You can also go to View, under View, go to Show Inspector. And then this little box comes up. If you want to move your word practice, what you would do is you would click on the box to highlight it, just click on the word, and then you would click on the little yellow square that says Build Inspector. Okay, you have a couple options here. You can build in, and you can also build out, and then there's action, what it does after it builds in. So let's do a build in. For this effect, they have many different options to choose from. We can do Shimmer, and if you see right here, it shows you what it would look like as a little example. So let's do Sparkle, and you can see right here it shows you what you just selected. You could change down here. You can change the color. Not all transitions give you this. See, like this one doesn't give you that option. Not all of them give you that option, but some of them do. Okay, you can also choose a duration, how long it takes for this particular action to take place. If you go down to 0.5 seconds, it's extremely quick. But if you go to like 3.5 seconds, it's pretty slow. I like to keep it around 1.5. I think it's perfect. It's not too fast, not too slow. Okay, and if you go down here at the bottom where it says More Options, you click on that and this little drawer comes out. Right here, this is selected. You can either select it by clicking on it, or you can select it by clicking on the part on the slide. And then you can either choose to automatically start after transition, which means whenever your presentation starts or you go to the next slide, this would automatically come up without you having to press the mouse or the enter button or the space bar. It would just automatically come, and that's what we would like. So you want it automatically to come after the transition. Or you can do it the click way. I just think the click way is a little bit more of a hassle. I usually use the on click when I'm doing a presentation for my class, and I have information on a slide that I wouldn't want them to see all at once. That's when I usually use the on click. But for pictures and for titles, usually I use automatically come after the transition. And down here you see this little box, and it says delay. You can delay this word coming on the slide at different seconds. If you want to delay it 3 seconds, the slide will come up 3 seconds later, then the word will appear. I usually keep it at 0, but like I said, it's up to you. It's your option. And this drawer, it says close drawer right here. It's the same button you use to open it. For more options, it also closes the drawer, so you can just get that out of your way. Okay, so if you want to see what this looks like, all you would do is you would press play, and it shows you what you have just done. Okay. So if you want to make the whole slide transition, like from slide to slide, make it pretty, what you would do is the little box at the top right here, it looks like a PowerPoint slide. It says Slide Inspector. It's right next to the Build Inspector. It's the Slide Inspector. You click on that, and whatever slide is highlighted in the yellow, that's the slide that is going to be applied to. So let's do it to the first slide. Effect. I like personally the 3D effects. I think they're really cool. And it really blows people away whenever they see it because, you know, like in a regular like PowerPoint presentation, a lot of times they don't have these effects, these transitioning effects. So it's just changing it up a little bit to things that people haven't seen before. So if you do a doorway, again, it shows you the example right here. And you also have the option of start on transition, like start transition automatically or on click. I usually do automatically because at the end of your slide, whenever if you have your information, for example, on click, after the last click, it'll transition to the next slide. And you can also, you know, make a delay if you would like. And this is what it would look like, what we have just done. Okay. So we can go ahead and put some more features on this first slide. What you would do is the same thing as before. You select which one you want to do, and you go back, remember, to the little yellow box, the Build Inspector, and you can pick another effect. You could do Anvil. And then if you want to, for KNA 8533, this part right here, you would do the same thing. You go under Effect, and you can choose Bouncy. For Build Out, say I didn't want the KNA 8533. I didn't want this to be on the slide the whole time. You can build out. It would build in. It would come into the slide, and then it would leave the slide. And you can choose also, you could do confetti. You could do whatever one you would like, and it would just cause it to exit the slide. And we just added 3 new effects to this slide, the How to Use Keynote, and then the 2 for KNA 8533. So if you would want to organize that, it's the same as we did before. You go to More Options, it opens this drawer, and you click on Bullets, and it shows you on this little screen what you just selected, and it says On Click. I would want to do now they have the option automatically with build 1 or after build 1. I would do after build 1. I usually like, you know, I don't like to do them all at once. But you could if you would like. You can also choose on click. But like I said, unless it's really a lot of information kind of stuff, usually I kind of just let it build itself. It's a lot less clicking for you. And the build in, I had just selected the KNA 8533. It shows you right here what you just selected. You can do automatically with or after or on click, and I'm going to choose after. And for the second exit build out that we did for the KNA 8533, what I would do is select automatically after build 3. You can't select it with it because, I mean, logically you wouldn't be able to build in and build out at the same time on the same text. So you would click that. And you can delay it down here. If you're going to build out and build in, I would delay it so that people could, you know, read what you just put on your slide. So let's delay it 3 seconds. And as you can see up here, it's playing it out for you as if you would see it when you play the presentation. Okay, let's close that drawer, and now let's play what we have just created as far as the transitions go. And there you go. That was quick and easy, and it looks very professional. If you were to do a presentation for your class or for school or for your business or any meeting, using these transitions just puts that little extra, you know, into your presentation and makes it very interesting to watch. Okay, slide number 2. We have 3 pictures. It's the same thing as the text. What you would do build in, if you would like to build it in. And remember, we're still under the little yellow square right here, the Build Inspector. If you put your cursor over it, it shows you Build Inspector. You would select any picture that you want. I want to choose this one first. And you can do, let's just do cube. Then you can select this one and select the effect. You can do drop. And for this, let's just select flame. Okay. If you go over here to more options, you could, for the first one, automatically after transition. And if you would want all these to be done at the same time, you would do automatically with build 1 and automatically with build 1 for the second one also. And it shows you that this one's right here, it's going with the first build. Okay. Now let's do the transition for the slide transition. If you put your cursor right here, it says Slide Inspector. Now the effect for this slide, you could do whatever you want. Let's do, we could do a 2D effect just so I can show you. Let's just do falling tiles. Okay. Started from the beginning, and this is what we have gotten so far. Okay. And that is all that we have gotten to. For the third slide, also for this one, I didn't, instead of on click, I want to do automatically for the slide transition. I forgot to do it before. Okay, slide number 3. What you would do is the same exact thing as the first 2 slides. You select what you want to do. You go over here to Build Inspector. If it's, you know, text or pictures or anything else besides the actual slide itself. And you would just choose whatever effect you would like for it. And for this group, for the, whenever you select your effects, let's do blast. You can choose all at once for the delivery, by bullet, by bulleted group, or by highlighted bullet. I usually just do by bullet. Usually I would want the whole bullet at one time. And you can build it from first to last. You have your duration right here, so you can make it as slow as you want. And you can also set time for each build. Instead of making them all go together, you can select the time. For the title, the frog, what you would do is the same as before, automatically after transition, and that would make it automatically show after the previous slide has transitioned to this one. And for these bullets, personally, if this was real information, I would do on click. That way you can explain it. You can have enough time to explain the information on your screen. You know, if you had this at a meeting or in a classroom, you don't know exactly how, you know, if somebody's going to ask a question, or you don't know how much time it's going to take exactly for you to explain that to the group, depending on who you're presenting it to. So if this was a class or if this was a meeting or anything, I would personally put any of the information on click. You could do it automatically, but then, you know, they would all come on the screen at once. And you wouldn't get, you know, to explain each one individually without the others on the screen, which is, you know, very important for like high school students. They get really confused if they just see all this information crammed onto a slide. But if you go bullet by bullet, it kind of breaks it up a little bit. So we're going to do on click. Then you're going to close the drawer, and you're going to go back up here to Slide Inspector. You're going to click on it. And you're just going to choose an effect just like we did last time. Let's do twist. And again, it shows you right here what you have just clicked. And down here you can choose the size of the twist. Okay. So and this is, we would want this automatically. I would like this automatically after I'm done with info 7, my last line of information. You don't have to, like I said, have it automatically transition, but you can if you would like. Okay, now let's click on the first slide, and then to preview it, you just press the play button right here, right next to the play button. You just click it, and then it'll show you everything that we did so far. So let's see what we achieved. And I'm pressing enter to get the information on the screen, so I can take as long or as less time as I need to explain the information. And this is the last slide. The reason why the transition for the last slide did not play is because I have a special setting on here for whenever I am using this for my class. I have a special setting on here so it doesn't exit the PowerPoint. Usually, the Keynote. Usually, what would happen is if you would turn that off, you would the presentation would end, and then you would go back to this view. And personally, I don't like when that happens, so I like to, I have the setting set so that it does not go back to this view. Also, you could set it to where it goes back to the first slide after you end. It would just make a loop and just go back to the first slide. That's a good option too for a classroom, just so they can see the title of what they've just learned. But it's whatever you prefer. Alright, so for this video, you have learned how to do transitions for both the slide and the things on the slide, such as, the text and the pictures. You've learned how to build in and build out the text, and you've also learned how to build in pictures, and build and out pictures would be the same as the text. You would just highlight it and then click build out if you would like. So be watching out for video number 3. It's going to be on added media such as YouTube videos and music or whatever to your actual PowerPoint slides, but that's going to be in video 3, so be looking out for it. And this is KNA 8533. Thank you.